I should go without saying that Spider-Man is easily my favorite superhero. Like, when anyone asks me, like, what's your favorite thing in this world? Like, what's the thing you love the most in this world? And I'm like, oh, that's an easy one. Spider-Man.
What's going on, guys? This is Benny from Comicstorian, and let's get into some hero tech. Alright, it's safe to say that we all know the origin of Spider-Man. Peter Parker, bitten by a radioactive spider, gives him the spider-like abilities that he uses in all of the comic books. With these spider powers, Peter becomes the New York wall crawler that we all know and love. Using tiny hairs found on the tips of his fingers and toes, Spider-Man is able to cling to practically any surface. This helps him maintain his balance in almost any situation. The radioactive spider bite also endowed Peter with the proportionate strength, speed, and agility of a spider. Using these in combination allowed him to jump great distances and perform acrobatic feats that far surpassed the world's greatest gymnasts. You combine this with his famous spider sense, a built-in danger warning system, and Spider-Man becomes virtually impossible to hit. Even when dodging wave after wave of rapid fire from multiple machine guns,
I'll take that. That's not yours.
Spidey still has time to crack jokes. Spider-Man's most unique and recognizable superpower is the one that he actually invented. A scientific genius, Peter Parker created a powerful adhesive with incredible tensile strength and elasticity known as web fluid. Spidey shoots strands of this super adhesive through a pair of wrist-mounted shooters that he designed. These are his weapons of choice, also known as his web shooters. Using the same creative mind that built this badass device, Spider-Man has come up with thousands of different uses for his webbing, among countless different situations.
Alright, cool. Thanks, Benny. Now, if you don't know who Benny is from the comic store, I definitely recommend you check out his channel. The dude's a boss. He's like one of the leading comic book channels on YouTube. And the cool thing about Benny is like he's actually really working towards assembling like all things comic to make like a giant, like, you know, a team essentially. Like if you ever watch his podcast, he has this weekly poll. You can catch that on Twitch. It's pretty beast. And pretty much he gets together all these people who are like super comic book awesome, and they just talk about all things comic. And what more could you want? So I mean, legit, he's definitely something you should check out. What we're getting into today is a couple web shooter designs, things that I made, because the thing is, I want web shooters, man. I don't care how they get made, I don't care who makes them. I want web shooters. That's just what I want. I'm gonna get it, whether I have them to make it or, you know, help other people make it. Regardless, I don't care. I want web shooters. So my plan pretty much was to tackle the different elements and like capabilities that web shooters can actually perform by like separate like marks. Like by the 100th mark, you know, web shooter that I would design would basically be the one that was like the web shooter. This would be the one. The thing is that the web shooters do so many different things, so many different things you could do with web shooters. So I'm gonna go ahead and tackle each of those things and work my way up to the 100 web shooter. If sooner, that's what's up. Now my first attempt was the Mark 1 web shooter, which basically was more or less a prototype. It was simply an iPhone headphone with a magnet inside. That's all it was. I remember I was chilling in my room and I was just thinking to myself, like I was, you know, swinging the headphone around and like kind of trying to lasso it like Indiana Jones did on like my desk over here. I was just like, man, dude, what would it take to get the thing to stick? Like, I just put a magnet in there. So I got a really strong magnet, whipped it in there, threw it around the desk, it stuck. I yanked the desk, I literally had the ability to pull the whole desk over. I was like, okay, we're on to something. So from there, I pretty much made a bigger, better, stronger version of that, which is just, you know, stronger magnet, stronger line, and encased in a steel case. That was cool too, because not only did it was stronger than the little tiny headphones magnets, but it was strong enough and I guess dense enough to which then, like, it was a weapon. It was a weapon. It was a giant like hammer sitting on a string that I was swinging around like a nunchuck. If you ever seen Shanghai Noon, with Jackie Chan, he's beasting with that. He's got, all he did was tie a horseshoe to a rope. And it's actually called a meteor hammer. And like the way he's using it, I'm just like, wow, man, he's pretty much like Spider-Man. That's awesome. And you know, people do that to this day. It's like it's part of martial arts. It's a martial arts weapon, and it's, you know, it's beast. Imagine getting smacked with a piece of metal, just like, oh. Especially if you start getting good with that thing, like you could really bust some faces with that. At the same time, it still had the same properties as the Mark 1 prototype. So bam, those were my Mark 1. So the Mark 1, Hero Tech approved. All right, the next thing I made was the Mark 2, which is basically like the Mark 1 prototype, but more stylized and more just in general cool looking. Also, too, I'll grab that for you real quick. Bam! Pretty cool. I don't know if you can see them. Pretty much just a watch, and with a super powerful magnet. It's way stronger than the magnet that I had before. That basically is, retractable. So like, instead of having headphones on there and wrap it around, having to unravel it, it's pretty much like a yo-yo. Shooting at the camera, I'm getting really close. Yeah. So I'm working on different things, and Spider-Man related, along with the web shooters. One of the things I made is called the web chucks, and if you guys want to see how I came up with the idea of web chucks, I made a video. So just imagine this is what I was thinking. Like, this is kind of how I was daydreaming. I was just like, you know what would be awesome? Web chucks. Web chucks, bam. And the thing is with that is also, is what I like to call like a stealth weapon, because nunchucks in general, like everyone knows nunchucks. You know nunchucks. You've seen Bruce Lee, you know Michelangelo. We all know what nunchucks are. So with nunchucks, people kind of understand that as long as the screen is about the distance, like the max range that someone can get hit by it. So you're about to fight someone, you go ahead and get your nunchucks ready. And people are assuming that there's a max distance that you can hit them. So they know that as long as they're about 5 feet away, they're safe. The thing with these is the hitting is that it's made of elastic. Especially with the metal pipe being so heavy, you could get like a full-on swing. You have to be careful with these bad boys. A little hard to like maneuver with, but once you get it, it's not too bad. That's what I'm saying, you gotta be careful when you come in here. You got the overhead and you got distance with it too. If Rhino comes running after Spider-Man, Spider-Man just, hold his ground, grab his web chucks, and just wait for him to come. You go do a full-on swing. Rhino's like, what's he gonna do with nunchucks? He's about to run up full speed. Spider-Man just be like, take a step back, just charge. 10 tons of strength as hard as you can, just whip it. Web chuck would probably be dead at that point. They'd probably break on Rhino's face and like bend till it's done. But that one solid hit, bam! Send him through a wall, man. So let's go test it out. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. If you want to see the full extent of the damage, you gotta check out the behind the scenes video of how I made the episode. Okay, well, now that it's broken, we can take a look under the hood, kind of see what makes this thing tick, Alright? Alright, so this bad boy was supposed to be, it's like a rubber tubing that I bought. I spray painted it white, but you could buy it white. It's red. I didn't have time. I was trying to do this video like this, so I don't have time to get the white one. So I just stuck with the red. It's really cool when it was put together, and I didn't get to really show you guys how this works. It actually works like a slingshot. You can actually like sling this piece of metal off the other end. It's pretty cool. Another really important part for this thing that makes this the most unique is that there's 2 rope systems to it. There's one rope. This rope is connected here. It's like firmly connected, whereas on this side it's actually like a loop, as you can see, and the loop you can slide it on and off. But you keep it up here, it acts like a safety feature. It wraps around, you wrap it around and make it look cool, kind of like Spider-Man's webbing, because Spider-Man's webbing looks like, usually has those things on there. But the key is that when you have your finger in here, inside the loop, you control how far the nunchuck goes, because it's like safety. It's like a standard nunchuck at that point, because it's on that rope. So once you're ready to make this thing go from a nunchuck to a web chuck, you basically just take off the safety, you just let go of your finger, and it sits here, and at that point it stretches all the way out, because there's nothing holding it from like doing its thing. And then the cool thing is also that, since it's attached, this part will always be there. It will never fall off. So even though you're swinging it around, it won't fall off. It'll always be attached to this one. So you can just reposition it and make it look like webbing again. And then boom, you got yourself some nunchucks. So yeah, that's pretty much all the gadgets I got for the day. So bam, web chucks. How much web could a web chuck chuck if a web chuck would chuck web? Think about that. Alright, so recently I've been working on a bunch of different ideas, and I'm trying to figure out a way how to make them pretty much, like meshed. One of those things is, like, as you guys know, I already have the Avengers. Avengers is a team of like Orson-Myers filmmakers, where we pretty much work together to make, cool superhero content, like, stuff for this channel, so that, really pushing the idea that we need superpowers. There's a lot of scientist people out there who are just chilling, and they're just, they got these awesome, intelligent minds to do things, but like they're just kind of like, they're just hanging around, not doing too much. Hopefully that those type of dudes will basically look at my channel, or just see the channel, and basically be like, that idea would be pretty cool if actually someone were able to implement it. I think I might try it, and then boom, we got laser vision. Like, that's what the Avengers is. Working on making superheroes a real life thing. But also, I also am making a team, putting it together. I have a couple people in it already. It's called the Guardians, where essentially we are superheroes, or real life superheroes, but like real life superheroes, the movement. There's more people who just put on costumes and like, they crime fight. The Guardians are more along the lines of actual people who are, trying to attain superpowers and then use them as real life superheroes. So it's like, it's like legit superheroes. One of the guys on the team already, he's a real smart dude. I met him on YouTube, total scientific background. His name is The Amazing. I definitely recommend you check out his channel. He's part of the team, and I've done a lot of research over the past like 10 years of how to have a web shooter. Like I've done a lot of research, been on the internet, in and out. Probably, probably the most closest person to figuring it out is this guy right here. And he's this young, cool dude, you know what I'm saying? So like, I was like, dude, you were totally you're definitely Guardian material. So he's part of the Guardians. Check him out. He actually made a video for you guys to kind of see who he is. Right? So check him out. It's a pretty cool dude. Like, any power that you want, it's our job as the Guardians to pretty much create that power and help you use it to be part of our team and become superheroes. So it's a real life superhero team that we're putting together. I'm extremely excited about that. You have no idea how I'm about to do the recruitment process. It's gonna be awesome. It's pretty much, I don't want to get into details, but it's awesome. It's gonna be fun for everybody. Like, even if you don't want to be part of the Guardians, if you don't want to be part of the Guardians, like, you will still have a lot of fun. It's gonna be awesome for everybody, and I can't wait to, show you. That's pretty much all I got, guys. Thank you guys for being so patient. I've tried to upload this video probably like 4 times, and every time I get to it, I'm like, this isn't perfect, but I need to get it out. But I remember what you guys said in the comments, like your opinions. You said you wanted quality over quantity. I'm pretty settled. So I have more time to work on the video, so it will not take this long. It was just a transitional process. Now, the transitional process is over, and we can now start kicking stuff up. So, appreciate you guys for waiting for this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, take it easy. Let Surprise Sense be with you.